it's Wendy, it's Monday, and I wanted to hop on here real quick. I'm going to have a call in a bit, but I wanted to give you guys a really quick tip on how to have a happier, productive, more fulfilled week. And it's something that I have found that I started doing about 4 years ago, and it makes a huge difference. So a little background, a lot of people say, the key to happiness and more joyful life is to be grateful. And that's true. I think daily affirmations are really good, and counting your blessings and your top 3 things that are awesome that day are fantastic. But what do you do in the heat of the moment? So say you are really looking forward to like a call or a sale or something is going on, and either that client cancels or you don't get the sale or something else happens. So one of the things that I do is, first of all, I just feel the feels, right? I feel like, I'm kind of disappointed, right? I let that sink in, and then I say to myself, this is ideal because. Now, stick with me. The reason I want you to do this is because the more opportunities that you see in front of you and the more choices you see in front of you, the more likely you are going to be happier, more successful, and actually be able to move forward. So, for example, say that I had a client cancel and I'm sitting in a coffee shop and I was waiting for them and they didn't show. I could be pissed, right? I could be disappointed. I could do a lot of things. Instead, I sit and I say to myself, this is ideal because what that does for me is it sets me up for finding the opportunities to use that time or use that action to move me forward. So maybe I thought, you know what, I'm going to use this opportunity to work on something that I needed to work on anyway. Or this is ideal because this is giving me practice on how to deal with clients that don't show. So maybe it's me learning how to give them a call and say, hey, we missed you. I missed you. I wonder what was going on. Something like that. There's so many times that I see someone or myself even just waylaid completely by the littlest things that happen during the day. So say you're running late for an appointment. You could act like a maniac. You could drive crazy. You could cut people off the track. If you could add all this negative energy back into the universe. Or you can stop and you could say to yourself, hey, I'm in control of the situation. And this is ideal because. So say you're in traffic saying, this is ideal because now I can catch up on my favorite podcast, or I can listen to music and the music helps relax me. Anything like that. So that's one way. That's a thing that you can do and take advantage of in the positive, right? That's a positive kind of movement. It can also work for you in the negative. In a good way. It could look like it's negative, or it could be pulling you away from something instead of propelling you towards something. So, for example, say you had a hellacious job you hated, and something happened, and it was just the last straw. So you could say, you know what? This has ruined my day. I can't believe it. It's terrible. I'm having a horrible day. I'm never going to get over it. I've decided I've had a bad week. That's a terrible example, by the way. Or you could say, I have been looking for every excuse to go back to school. Or I have been looking for an excuse to go find me another job, a better job, the one that pays more money, the one that has employees and bosses that appreciate me, right? So you can see it works both ways. So there's a couple things to take into account. The reason it's important that you say this is ideal because it puts you right smack dab in the moment. And your brain is capable of dealing with it right smack dab in the moment. Whereas if you were to say, this could be ideal, your brain doesn't know how to process that. Your brain doesn't know how to process things in the future. That's why it's so important to set your goals as saying that you are there. Like, I am a millionaire in June. That would be, I got a couple weeks, I got to get going. Those types of things. So those are some examples, but the more you feel in control of your life, the more you feel in control of your choices, the happier you're going to be. the more you choose how you react to things that happen out of the blue, gives you confidence, because you know, I have a choice here. I can react, or I can choose to act differently. And that was a big thing in my life, because I am known as what they used to call a big giant pussy. I hated conflict. I would look for any excuse to have a reason to get upset. So I could, end a relationship, or I could blow up because I was angry about something. And it was a very reactive lifestyle. And it also made me really unhappy, because I felt like I was a victim to everything that was going on around me. So I was a victim to the people that made me late. I was a victim to the things that ruined my day. And the bottom line is, those were my choices. I choose from now on how I go about my day. Now, this is a fantastic tool for what I call the petty stuff. So, that saying, don't sweat the petty things and don't pet the sweaty things. That's basically, this is a really good tool for just the little things, the little annoyances, the traffic, the lateness, just maybe your whole schedule getting kind of boggled during the day. And it could set you off completely on like a domino effect to have you bitch and moan the rest of the day. Or you can say to yourself, this is ideal because. Now, I'm going to give you fair warning. This is not for the big stuff, right? This is the training wheels to get started in your life to have more control over the choices you make. This is not for things like big losses. This is not for things that are, seriously health related, all those things. Those are things that take processing. But there's some little stuff that we just choose to be really over dramatic about. And let's be honest, we all get over dramatic. I can't tell you how many times I sit in carpool line and I listen to conversations on the phone about people just go over the top about the least little things. And sometimes I just want to say, you could spend an hour and a half talking about how horrible these things happen to you, or you can just say one little sentence. This is ideal because. So that's my Monday tip. I would like to ask you, if you use this tool today or this week or anything at all, I would love for you to comment back to this video below and even share it, because it's just a little tip that helps immensely. And, a lot of times this is easier for us to do when things are going great, but it's a hard thing to do when things are going a little wonky. So I would love to hear your stories. I would love to hear any incidences that this comes up this week. And I would love the opportunity to hear it. And I would also like to give others the opportunity to share it and learn from it. So if you like my video, please share it, because that's important. Telling other people is important. The more we spread good things, the better things are. So I will talk to you next Monday. Who knows, I might pop on and get crazy later. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.